Hey everybody, this is episode 2. I was going to talk about a different topic, and as you've noticed, I have not been on here in a very long periodically time because of life and mostly procrastination. So the topic and the vision, idea, whatever you want to call it, that I had for this episode is a little different. And I'm not going to give it away because I think I'm going to talk about it at some point. But today, I want to talk about anxiety, specifically how it relates to those of us who are in our mid to late 20s. I am currently 26 years old. I feel like that's young. Let's just get that on the table. I feel like that's young. But in the entertainment industry, they basically want you to come out as a fetus and be a superstar before pre-K. And so that puts a lot of pressure and can become a huge insecurity as you move through this industry and realize, like many of us have, that things don't happen the way you pictured in your mind per se. That though God has a plan and you believe in all of the promises and you are confident and all of those different things, even though honestly my confidence has wavered and ebbed and flowed since I've been here, there is a process. I hate that word so deeply because it's used so much, but it's so true. There's a process. There's no real overnight success, right? Other than like some of these people doing viral videos, ironically on YouTube. And even many of those people have been at it for years and they just one day post a video and people care more about that video than they have in the past. So I've been here, I will be celebrating 4 years of being in Los Angeles May 31st. So that'll be, I think, next Friday. I feel like it's next Friday. Let's go with it. It's my channel. I'm right. So 4 years. I moved here. I was 22. I just graduated college. Hadn't even been a year. No, it just been a year out of college. And I had a plan for the way that I thought things would go. And I'm going to be very transparent. I had this idea and this dream that by the age of 25, not only was I going to be crazy famous and rich, I was also going to be dating the guy of my dreams. I wasn't going to be married because I still wanted to, like play the field or whatever. But I was going to be a superstar and I was going to own my own home. And I had a plan, honey. I had a plan that was sturdier than the actual foundation my apartment is on. Like, it was serious. Like, I knew for sure it's going to happen this way. So fast forward 4 years, and things have gone a lot differently. And though I'm very grateful for the experiences that I've had and the places that I've been and the people that I've worked with, it's taken me a long time to get here. And so that's why I wanted to talk on this episode about our expectations for the way that we think life is going to go, the way we think relationships will go, the way we think our careers will go, and ultimately this ability to surrender and choose gratitude. And neither of those words are incredibly sexy or things that people are dying to be. But when I tell you, it will literally save you so much unhappiness and so much confusion by choosing to see the purpose and the reason in your life having gone the way that you planned, especially for those of us who have tried to do the right thing and those of us who've tried to make the right decisions. Now, if you've just been out here, just out here in these streets, there's even purpose for that. There's a lesson you've learned from it. Hopefully you're not currently out here in these streets. And you learned something from it, something that you can pull on later in life for another experience and another opportunity and another place. Y'all like my necklace? It's a crab because I'm a Cancer season coming in. So I will be, once again, very transparent and talk about something that happened recently to me. So some of you may know that I was blessed enough to participate in Coachella in 2018. And it literally changed my whole life. It changed my life in terms of opportunities that I was being afforded and calls that I was receiving as far as like, session singing and background singing. For those who don't know what session singing is, session singing is when you hear these songs on the radio and you hear background vocals, many times it's singers who go in for a couple of hours or a couple of days, however much work it is, and lay down those vocals. And so it opened doors that I just never even considered in my field. But ultimately my dream is, and I will actualize my dream of being my own artist, of releasing my own music and writing and singing and performing and all of that. And I feel like I learned so much from Beyonce about how to take a hold of your dreams and how to not compromise on your vision and all of those great things. And so I just took that experience and I was like, oh, it's go time. Like, I went in the studio, I worked on a song that didn't come out, I worked on another song that's on its way out, and life happens. You have hardship, you have disappointments, you have frustrations, and I think I begin to blame myself for my life not going the way that I planned it in my head. We plan our lives based on our finite knowledge. We always say that God's knowledge and wisdom is infinite, but ours is finite, meaning we don't really know anything outside of what we've seen and what we currently see. And so when we dream or we envision or we create expectations based on what we want in the future, part of the humility in that is realizing I don't know what the future is, what it holds, or what it's going to look like. That there has to be a level of realism when you dream. Like, I dream big, and I think you should dream big. I think you should dream crazy big. But understand, things may not go exactly the way that I'm envisioning this in my head. And so, it's been about a year. Like I said, my confidence has ebbed and flowed. I've had moments when I was really like, oh, this is so going to happen. And then I've had moments where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just be a background singer for the rest of my life. Fast forward to this year. And this year at Coachella, I was offered an opportunity to sing with Kanye West. And while most people would be jumping at the chance and flipping over themselves, I felt such a sense of guilt and shame because I thought, here I am back at Coachella singing background again. Am I any closer to my dream? Have I failed? Is this my punishment? Being so close I can taste it, but so far that it's still not mine. And I beat myself up, I think for about, I said yes because I had some bills to pay. But I beat myself up for about a week or two and really talked down to myself about my capabilities, my decision making, the validity and possibility of my dreams, and all of these different things. And it wasn't until, and it had to be, I call them God epiphanies, because they're things that pop up in your mind or in your heart and I'm smart. This is no self-deprecation. I'm smart. But there are certain times you have ideas or realizations or revelations and you go, that wasn't me. I call them God epiphanies. I had a God epiphany in my apartment and I said, it is not by mistake that I'm blessed with these opportunities to work with many of the greatest artists in the industry today and who have sustained careers like over periods of time. Beyonce and Jay-Z and Kanye West and so many other people, Kirk Franklin, that I've had the opportunity to work with. That's not by mistake. There's something that I'm learning in this season and this time of my life. And this time is just as important as the make it time. I think we focus so much on getting there, whatever there may be. Maybe you're not in the entertainment industry. Maybe there is becoming a doctor, finishing your residency. Maybe there is owning your own home, or maybe there is having your own whatever it may be. And we don't realize that each step of the way is just as important as getting there. That it's the now and the then and all of the in-between that prepares you for the there. And I just said to myself, I'm not failing. I haven't screwed up. I haven't screwed up my life or my destiny. There's purpose in this. I have an opportunity to watch and to glean and to learn and to observe, people who are exactly where I know that I'm called to and what I want. And so though things may look a little different, I'm still blessed to say that I've been to Coachella Festival twice in a row, and that I worked with some incredible people. One of the sweetest things, I worked with a lot of people that I did Beachella with, and so for us it was so sweet being together again, and being a part of something so positive, something that's uplifting and worshiping the name of the Lord. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus Christ, and so that was just the best. But period, I had to change my perspective. And I think that's basically what I'm getting to. The decision to release our control over the way that we want our lives to go, and really accepting and releasing and surrendering and knowing that God has a better plan for you than you do. That He's not in the habit of leaving us and forgetting us and forsaking us, but He allows each and every moment of our lives to teach us and to show us something, not just that we need right now, but something that we need in the future, and even more important, to bless and help others where we are. Everybody wants to play the festivals and the arenas, but perhaps there's somebody in that club who needs to hear your voice, who needs to hear your story, or maybe there's somebody watching your YouTube channel who needs to hear this. And so I decided to share this because, like I said, I'm getting toward my late 20s, these last 3 years of my 20s. I'll be 27 this July. And there are a lot of pressures that we place on us, that society places on us, that family places on us, on where we should be by 30, or what our life should look like in our late 20s. We should have it all figured out. We should be getting out of debt. We should be doing all these things. And all of those are awesome, right? I'm cleaning up my debt. I'm getting my credit score together. She's on her way, okay? I'm paying my bills on time, unlike I did in my early 20s, amen? And I'm growing. I'm evolving. But one of the sweetest things I'm realizing right now is my life is better when I'm not trying to control every aspect of it. Because that's where anxiety comes from. I think my anxiety, not medically diagnosed anxiety. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about situational kind of anxiety, if that makes sense. Anxiety that we sometimes induce because there are aspects of our lives we can't control and we're still trying to. No matter how many times we watch things not go according to our perfect plan that we have on our vision board, we still try to control, at least I do. I'm an only child, and I believe there are two types of only children. There are only children who are codependent and unhealthy and need people to do every single thing for them. And then there are independent only children like me who are fiercely independent. We are lone wolves. We want to need nothing and no one. We would prefer to die on the side of the road sometimes than to ask someone for help. And I always feel the need to control things. I think sometimes because I haven't always felt safe, and I haven't always felt like those who were taking care of me or whatever had great control or had made great decisions. And so I had this obsession of it's got to go this way, it's got to go this way, it's got to go this way. And I'm finding that when I release and surrender to whatever God is doing in my life, which, if I'm being really honest with you, I don't know what's happening right now. It's good stuff, but I'm still like, how does point A connect to point C, which is going to connect to point M eventually, and then point T? I don't know. I really have no idea. But what I'm learning is to decrease the level of fear that I was walking with and anxiety. I really have to just accept that there's a reason and a purpose for every single moment of my life. And so what I've been saying lately is, Lord, teach me what I'm supposed to know right now. Help me desire the things that I need to desire right now and focus on the things I need to focus on right now. Use me to help somebody right now. Yeah. I don't have to be famous. I don't have to be wealthy or whatever that may be, rich, whatever, to be effective and to be used and to be a vessel and to be a messenger of love and of forgiveness and of self-love and of whatever else that I know that I'm called and created to do. I can be used right here. Therefore, I'm fulfilled and purpose-driven in every stage of my life. when we stop waiting for the their place. So I think I've said all that I need to say. First thing I want to say is take the pressure off of yourself. So what, things didn't go the way you planned? So what, you made some mistakes and you may be the reason why things didn't go the way that you planned. Oh well, you ain't the first and you won't be the last. Nobody has ever expected you to be perfect other than you. So take the pressure off. Secondly, control what you can control. Like I just said, there's sometimes when our decision making, our poor choices can lead to us kind of ended up in very cyclical situations. You find yourself in the same type of relationships, or having the same issues with your career, or having the same issues with your mental health or whatever, and it may be caused by you hanging around certain people, you doing certain things. So control what you can control. The habits that aren't drawing you closer to your best self and what you know you were created to do, release those. And the things you know you need to do, start doing those one step at a time. Not overnight, not miraculously, like you wake up tomorrow and you're a completely different person. That's not real, okay? So take a step. Take a step, like I said in the last video, in the right direction. So take the pressure off, control what you can control, and then intentionally, don't focus and obsess over the things you have no control over. There's that serenity prayer, and I'm not going to try to recite it because I'm pretty sure I'm going to screw it up. But part of it says, help me accept the things I cannot change. There's some things like timing in life, when you're going to meet that special person, when you're going to become a parent, when you're going to reach that pinnacle, that climax of your career, that you just cannot time like a timer on your oven. You just can't. You can't set an iPhone timer for destiny. That's not the way that it works. If it worked that way, we wouldn't need faith. So trust the plan, trust the process, trust that you have not put all of this work in to fall apart, that there's a reason for every single moment, every single step, every single experience in your life. And when you find yourself getting revved up, like, oh my God, what if it doesn't go to plan? Intentionally take a moment, which is what I've been doing lately, and literally taking a deep breath and going, this is out of my control. I've done all that I can. And I'm just going to leave it to God and trust that He's got me. He's got this. You know, I'm a firm believer. You know, when people say He's the Alpha and the Omega, a lot of people don't know what that means. It means He's the beginning and the end, which means He already knows the entire way that our lives are going to work. Jesus, this braid. I'm not even going to edit that out. I'm going to keep it because that's real life. And so there's no challenge, there's no fear, there's no moment of our lives that catches Him by surprise. So we can trust that you didn't leave me here by mistake. Literally, I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to be bald in that section of my brain, my head. Yeah. And then lastly, and probably most importantly, choose gratitude. Gratitude, I feel like, is the peace giver and keeper. Because if you can focus on what you do have and the good in your life, the less time you have to focus on what's going wrong. I literally am at a place where I go, God, I'm so grateful that I get to, though I'm not releasing my own music yet and like out here going hard, I'm able to make a living doing what I love. I'm able to make a living knowing that I'm making a difference. I'm able to make a living with people that I like. I honestly work predominantly with people I really like. My current job is probably one of the dopest I've had, where I know on a weekly basis, by God's grace, we're changing lives and blessing people and helping them start their week with joy. I'm grateful for that. I've literally gotten to the place where when I'm able to put gas in my tank, I get back in my car and I say, thank you, Lord. Because I remember times I could not put gas in my tank living here in LA because gas is literally the price of your rent. Not even kidding. It's like $5 right now for no reason at all. But every time I'm able to put gas in my tank, whether it's a full tank or a half or 3/4, I don't care. Say, thank you, God. I remember when I couldn't. Thank you. I've been intentionally choosing to be grateful. And then making sure that I'm preparing for what I say I want. Physically, I've been back in the gym, get my fitness right, you feel me? Making sure I'm taking care of my temple so that I'm even in the right state of mind. And writing. Can't say I want to release music and I ain't writing, and I'm not allowing life to teach me so that I can have something to write about. So, yeah, take the pressure off. Focus on what you can control. Be patient, trust the process, and be grateful. And release whatever societal pressure anyone puts on you. Your journey is uniquely your journey. It is as unique to you as your DNA. And so wherever you are, whether you're 37 or 40 or 26 or 21, you are exactly where you're supposed to be and you're there for a reason. So instead of trying to rush your process and rush God and feeling guilty that you're not where you want to be and having anxiety because things aren't going the way that you want them to, take a minute to just breathe and be grateful for where you are and know that there's a reason for it. And when you learn all that you need to learn and experience and give all that you're called to give in this area of your life, you will naturally evolve and grow to the next chapter. Naturally. Not forcefully, not full of manipulation and you trying to like trick God, like, God, I changed. You ready to, can I glow up or not? No, like take a minute and really be like, what can I learn from this? From this confrontation, from this uncomfortable situation? What can I learn? How can I grow in this situation? So I was not planning on talking about that, and I was not planning on talking this long, but I just wanted to share that I've been so much happier because I'm not trying to be the God of my own life. So feel free to share this with whomever you so choose, even if you just keep it on repeat for yourself. And if you don't mind, I'd love to see some of your comments on things you plan on releasing or whether you can relate to this in any way. There's such a peace and a freedom when we can just like, Jesus take the wheel. I love you guys. I thank you for watching my second video. I thank you for all of you who've watched the first, all of you who have subscribed and encouraged me and told me that you've appreciated the conversation and the things that I'm talking about on here. It's uncomfortable to be vulnerable, but I'm willing to do it because not only do you get better, I get better. So I love you guys, and I'm wishing you the absolute best peace and love and growth and evolution and all of those good things.